Money changes character when it changes hands. When money comes into the hands of Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa, it becomes a tool of transformation. It becomes a tool to change lives, to improve communities. Most of us, we desire to do good, we desire to give, but we don't know how and we don't know where to give to. But Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa are seasoned givers. They are tried and tested, and they have built systems and structures to ensure that whatever is given goes to meet a need. Imba ine mipanda mitatu yekurarira pamwe chete neimba yekugarira inonzi lounge suite. Havana kungokupai imba chete, asi vabva vaishongedza zvekare. Yashongedzwa nemidziyo yamuchasvika muchinoona pamuchapinda mumba. Saka nesuwo pamwe chete nemi tiri kunzwa kushamiswa nerudo rwakadai. Panguva ino ndinokugamuchidzai makeys emusha wenyu. Sekuru, aya ndo makeys emusha wamagadzirirwa.
Ndaivuka zvikwese, ndaivuka usama nenini, ndayarira pasi pemuti nini, ndichivuka usaini, tarara pasi pemaprocesses.
My name is Pastor Nyadembera, head of Agape Family Care, a charity organization which was founded and is chaired by Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa. For the past 8 years, I've been privileged. Most people have been exposed to the prophet on the pulpit, but there is the other side, which is the compassionate side of the prophet and the prophetess. Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Dr. Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa have got a very huge heart. They are people who are so loving. Their priority away from the pulpit is to see that lives are transformed, is to see that people have improved lives. Their welfare is catered for. That is why they formed Agape Family Care, a registered private voluntary organization registered under the laws of Zimbabwe. During these 8 years, I saw a lot of projects that other organizations take 20 to 30 years to do. They were done in this short period of time. It would take other organizations 20 years, 30 years, and they would still be great projects, even if they take that long. I witnessed the prophets during the early days donating to Chitungwiza General Hospital. Chitungwiza Hospital gave the prophets an SOS. They needed help. They cried to the prophets, and the prophets responded immediately. A full truckload, a 30-ton truck, was sent to Chitungwiza with all the materials that were requested, materials that were worth more than $20,000. This was during the early days when I joined the work of God. As I witnessed these things, it really inspired me. I had not seen this anywhere else. The materials included beds, sheets, pillows. In fact, everything that they could need, that they had requested, was delivered to them. They went beyond, and they started donating to orphanages. We visited orphanages, every year. The prophet and the prophetess, during their birthdays, they host street children, they host orphans from orphanages and even from the community, and they give them clothing, they give them food. They are even there to share the food. The way they display the love, in fact, they've become love itself. I've also witnessed them impacting communities. In this country of Zimbabwe, we've had several droughts. And whenever there's a drought, they've sent us with materials, with relief aid to communities, very remote communities. I remember one time we traveled 1,000 kilometers to a place called Binga to deliver foodstuffs and clothing. When you see the people responding to the gifts that they are giving, that's when you see the magnitude of the love that the prophets have. They've also gone into the communities to help the nation of Zimbabwe, the water crisis that we have. In all the things that they do, they make sure that they partner with the responsible authorities. They partner with the councils, they partner with the government in everything that they do. So, on the issue of water, from the urban councils, the urban areas, to the rural areas, they've been a cry for water. They've been a crisis. And Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Dr. Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa responded, and they've drilled bores throughout the country. And they are still drilling bores. They've made clean water available to countless households throughout the nation of Zimbabwe, solving a crisis which even the government was having trouble to solve. Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa have also partnered with the government in taking care of prisoners who are behind bars. For 4 years, continuously, they have made materials available to the prisons. They've made food available. They've made even the uniforms for the prisoners. They've made them available. They are also visiting the prisons, just keeping the prisoners company in fulfillment of scripture. So Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Dr. Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa, they've got a heart for people, and they've got a heart for communities. In fact, they are an asset to any nation. Besides providing clothing and food to the prisoners, they went a step ahead and they said, if the prisoners could work for themselves, it would be much better. So they went ahead and they constructed, in fact, they provided a borehole. A borehole was drilled, a water tank was installed, a booster pump, and everything that was needed for a borehole to become functional was installed at the Kuchikurubi Farm Prison. They went further than just providing basic necessities, but they empowered the whole prison community in that now they can do projects and they can sustain themselves. If you go to Kuchikurubi right now, they can feed themselves. They can do irrigation using the bowl that was provided by Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Dr. Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa. They are planting vegetables that can feed themselves, the prisoners, and that they can also sell to other institutions just because of a borehole that was drilled there. The way they respond to God. Whatever God says to them to do, that is what they do. And I've noticed that because of that, we have covered almost every area of charity work. Hospitals, prisons, we've covered orphanages, we've covered almost everything. Wherever there is need, they are there. They have stretched their hand to almost every aspect of life. They've reached out and they are helping people there. We all know that vision is very important, but the operation to restore sight is very expensive. Yet sight is very important. And in the rural areas there are a lot of people affected by eye cataracts. Because of this problem, Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa mobilized the resources and professionals and organized us to go and carry out these cataract operations in the rural areas there. A lot of people had their sight restored because of these operations. One operation costs in excess of $2,000, and the number of people that were operated, it was a very huge number, and it was not only in one place, but in several places. This amounted to hundreds of thousands of dollars that were spent in this exercise alone. The other thing that Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Dr. Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa is very passionate about is educating people. One of our daily activities in the Agape Family Care offices is to process scholarships and bursaries for needy students. Our instruction is that if a child is bright, let them have the opportunity to go to school. The joy that the prophets have when they realize that a life has been transformed is so awesome. The prophet actually said that education is one of the means of deliverance from poverty. So they are so committed to education and to empowering people through education. We have seen people coming from primary school, graduating, becoming employed, and now they are sustaining their own families. It is quite inspiring to see lives transformed in such a way. I was amazed. Some time ago, the prophets visited Mzarabani. As they were there in Mzarabani, they visited the local school there. She's called Mringazwa Primary School. When they saw the conditions there, because of their heart, it's just natural to them. Where there is a need, they want to meet it. So when they were at that school, they realized the need that was there. And before they were even asked, they committed themselves to build 6 classrooms for that school. They noticed that children were learning from under trees. There was no furniture in the classrooms. The students had no books. And because of their nature, because of who they are, they couldn't let the situation like that. So they instructed us to take quotations for furniture, to start organizing for the construction of the blocks. This was not a small job. It was not a small thing. In fact, they started by drilling a bore because it was a problem to have water for the construction. So they drilled a bore there, then they started constructing the school. It is a school that is owned by another denomination. So the prophets built the school, the 6 classrooms, bought the furniture, donated exercise books and textbooks, and they handed these over to a school which is run by another denomination. This was remarkable. To me, it was amazing. This school that they built in Muringazoa was worth more than $200,000. They started building from scratch. Just because they had seen a need, they committed their own funds and they built a school and handed it over to another denomination. Of all these things that they have been doing, the donations to the hospitals, the upkeep of orphanages and orphans, of street children, the scholarships and the bursaries, even the construction of the school, all these were done without the prophets, Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa, asking from any external donations. Prophets Emmanuel and Ruth Makandiwa have taken children to school. They are still taking children to school, primary, secondary, and university. They have built a school for another denomination. And now they are going a step further. They are building a school for the community in Sunningdale. They are taking a step further. Their vision is progressive. Money changes character when it changes hands. When money comes into the hands of Prophet Emmanuel Makandiwa and Prophetess Ruth Makandiwa, it becomes a tool of transformation. It becomes a tool to change lives, to improve communities,